Hey guys, this is Nick Nanavatti from Knights of the Game Table Pro. I just want to take a minute to talk to you guys today about Shining Spears and how best to handle them. Shining Spears are one of the most powerful units in all of 40k, especially when they're Yannari Shining Spears. They can shoot twice, fight twice, move twice, shoot and move, as I like to call it, the yo-yo technique, and all kinds of crazy stuff. On top of that, they have 4 to 5 shots each, 4 shots with the catapult, 1 shot with the lance. So a full unit 9 pumps out 45 shots. Rerolling a hit and with guide, rerolling a wound if the target is doomed. Strain 6 for the lances, both in shooting and in combat. AP -4, 2 damage, and the catapult to Ren, so with Doom, getting 6s to wound is just too easy. Then on top of that, you have the power of Jinx, which just makes it even worse for your opponent. This is just such a devastatingly powerful unit, I don't even know where to begin. So, it's one of the hardest units in the game to counter because of how tough it is. With Fortune and Protect, it can get a 2-up armor save, a 3-up invulnerable save, and Feel No Pain to complement its 2 wounds from shooting. And with lightning fast reflexes, it can be -1 to hit as well. And with its speed, you can't really catch it that well. So how do people tend to handle Shining Spears? Like, how does that work? And that's really what I want to talk to today. So there's no magic silver bullet for beating Shining Spears, unfortunately. There's a lot of whittling them down over time, threatening them with a devastating alpha strike to maybe scare them in reserves, or if you end up going first, just hammering them before they get all buffed up, and a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So let me give you some examples. For Imperial stuff, you have access to Basilisks and Whirlwind Scorpiuses, which are pretty much the best things in the game for shooting spears turn 1. They're indirect fire, so regardless of the table, you're going to be able to shoot them. Now, of course, a Castellan, stuff like that, is devastating in spears, but there's no guarantee that they'll be able to shoot the spears turn 1. So that's why I'm putting them aside for now and using the indirect fire examples of Basilisks, Manticores, and Scorpiuses as the key shooting unit to use against spears. So they have a really good profile for doing it, high enough strength to win them on 3s or 2s, fair number of shots, good AP to make them take an invul save and ignore their cover save if they have one, and 2 or D3 damage, which is ideal for shooting spears, especially without Fortune. So if you have, like, let's say 3 Basilisks or like a Scorpius Whirlwind or 2, the other player has to make a choice, and he's going to have to choose to hope he goes first or lose all of his spears. So that might be enough, for me it probably would be, to put all my spears in reserve, and that buys you at least 2 turns of at least interacting with the Elder Army without having to worry about spears. So that's a huge boon you can just make to your list in the list development phase. Other things that are really good in spears for the Imperial players are things like Smash Captains, Wolf Lords, Blood Angel Jump Caps, things like that, and Shield Captains. While spears are really good at killing captains and stuff, the 2-up armor save and a 3-up invul from a captain really slows down the shuriken catapult fire. The 3-up invul shirks off a lot of the land shots. And once some command points, you're probably going to survive an entire spear unit shooting you, actually, which is really powerful. Same kind of thing with the shield captain. That toughness 6, the 2-up, 4-up, and potentially 3-up for shield captains really drives it home and makes them pretty durable. It's not the type of units you want to doom and jinx. Generally, you're dooming and jinxing like a knight or a big unit of Bullgrin, or something more valuable than like 1 dude. So those types of units can survive spears. When spears go in, they can typically reach out and countercharge them after they move 22 inches back. And on top of that, the flat 3 damage, the ability to fight twice, the ability to fight when they die, it's really hard for spears to engage them effectively without taking a whole bunch of casualties themselves. And the 3 damage bypasses right through that Feel No Pain pretty much, which is really big bonus for that. For other armies, things like Gene Stealers, Tyranids, Gene Stealers can move 40 inches a turn with Swarm Lord, and they essentially have the same threat range as spears, but trading 9 spears for 20 Gene Stealers is way better for the Tyranid player. Tyranids also have Hive Guard, which will help pressure the spears the same way as the Basilisks and Manticores do. Not foolproof because the spears can probably deploy out of range of the Hive Guard, but that coupled with the Gene Stealers should be enough to really keep the spears in check. Thousand Suns have Smite Spam, Spears hate Smite. Spears also don't love tangling with the Imprinces, so in general, that's a good thing to do. Doom Bolt's an amazing power against Spears, being able to have their movement and keep them from advancing really takes them down to like nothing as far as threat range goes, which makes it much more manageable. And in general, Chaos has a lot of strategies, which I've talked about in some of my videos for Knights of the Game Table, where you can spread out your unit to like be 40 inches wide or something, so spears come up the side of it, shoot the crap out of you, don't finish you, leave you like 10 guys left. Now, if you pull the guys properly, those 10 guys will be outside of 7 inches of the spears, so even if something else does finish off those 10 guys, the spears won't be able to trigger a soul burst off it, they won't be able to shoot twice, fight twice, or move away from you, which, that's really good. Other armies like orcs, well, orcs are about to come out, so I don't know how orcs are going to handle spears. But in general, spears don't have that many attacks in close combat. So if you can launch a charge and surround something like rangers in combat with like 30 boys or 30 gaunts, whatever have you, for those horde stylists, cultists, spears won't be able to basically interact with that unit. 18 attacks just is not getting the job done. For Tau have one of the better ways to handle spears, just Overwatch, Riptides, and like Sniper Drones to pump mortals, cyclic ions. You can just brute force your way through spear durability with Tau, so that's pretty cool. So I just wanted to give you some interesting ways to handle spears for different armies, and it's not all doom and gloom. Just don't expect to do it all in one turn. There's no silver bullet for it. Just try to whittle them down over time using whatever resources you can. Every spear you kill could save yourself like 10 shots and 4 attacks in close combat. So definitely, take a spear kill whenever it's there. Like, even if it's not a meaningful kill a unit ITC point or whatever, it's going to save you in the long run. So definitely, that's my advice to you. Just whittle them down and take your time with it. Thanks for watching, guys, and be sure to check out my stuff